this moment that is catching a lot of people's attention, where, as it was described again by Aaron Rupar, Trump seemingly passes out. I'll give my take on it afterwards.
Made some recommendations that maybe.
So keep in mind that Luke titled his video, Trump Suddenly Goes Silent, right? And his video is in response to somebody who I think tweeted something with a similar sort of title, suggesting that Trump froze up. So somebody said Trump froze up, showed this video. He decides to make a video, titles it Trump froze up, and then this is what we see.
Joe Biden has to have a drug test before this debate. You've made some great remarks, and let me just remind our viewers kind of what you've said and what your take is on it. Oh, sir, I think you said that Joe might need a shot to stay up for the debate. I hear that he's practicing standing for 90 minutes is his debate prep. A little different, I think.
You do hear crackling like now he's getting back on the phone, but...
than what you're used to at some of the rallies you've participated in recently.
Well, if I have to...
Keep in mind what he just said, right? Because you gotta watch how clever these online propagandists and independent media, how slick they are. Titles a video, Trump froze up. Plays this segment, which clearly to anyone not in a bubble or cult or tribe, whatever you want to call it, clearly they were going to display or play some audio of Trump saying what he said about Biden, right? He said, let me remind our viewers, right? So the host was promising to remind the viewers, but as you can see, he didn't, right? Clearly some kind of a technical difficulty. But notice what the immediate response was from Luke. He says, you can hear like he's getting back on the phone, right? So he titled the video like Trump froze up, and now he's making some comments about, again, trying to point at something funky with Trump, when clearly this has got nothing to do with Trump. This is all about the host.
Practice standing, we have ourselves a big problem now. I had heard that too. He's practicing how to stand or something.
He does sound sleepy, though.
I think than what you're used to at some of the rallies you've participated in recently.
Well, if I have to practice standing, we have ourselves a big problem now.
We have ourselves a big problem, is that what you said? We have ourselves a big problem. Now, I don't think he passed out or fell asleep. I think it was a strange, awkward moment. I'll give that to people making fun of Trump for this. But I think what happened was the interviewer goes, I want to remind our viewers about what you said on this issue. And so then Trump maybe thinks a clip is about to be played, but then a clip wasn't played, maybe a tech issue or something. And so then it's just silence. But definitely...
Notice how this is a classic example of what happens with the apologist. An apologist will say, well, he clearly stated that he didn't freeze. He believed it was a technical difficulty, right? He was honest about it. Was he really? Notice how he again puts it on Trump. He's desperate to put something on Trump. He says, maybe Trump thought he was going to play something and he didn't, so then it was awkward. What did Trump do that was strange in that moment? Why is he referencing Trump? This is all about the host. The host said he's going to remind the viewers, and then he didn't remind the viewers. Right? The fact that Trump didn't say anything, he wasn't supposed to say anything. He wasn't asked a question. Trump is clearly waiting, like anybody else would, for him to remind the viewers of what Trump said. Right? So just notice the sort of speaking out of two sides of your mouth. You title a video, Trump froze, and then you show him not freezing, and then you add fuel to the fire and you say, hey, it's all like he's getting back on the phone. Right? And then you act like, no, you're being honest. Right? This is like a David Pakman movie. No, you're being honest. Oh, I think it was a technical difficulty. But then you jump back to Trump. And then Trump probably thought, what does his thought process have to do with a technical glitch? At which Trump didn't say anything or do anything. Everyone's waiting for the host to deliver what the host promised to, And it never happens. And I guess the producer's like, something's wrong. Just repeat what he said or read off the teleprompter what he said and go from there because we don't have the thing. And that's what he does. He repeats what Trump said, and the interview went on. Then he's trying to read into, trying to say he's talking funny. Listen, man, Trump is a lunatic. He seems to be suffering from some kind of dementia, much more so than Joe Biden. There's no need to lie and exaggerate. Trump did not freeze up here, but yet you have one person posting content saying he froze up, this guy posting content in response to that saying he froze up, and then kind of dancing around like, Trump this, that. Like, why, with all the garbage that Trump does, why do we need to lie? Why do you need to be like the right-wing media, making stuff up about Joe Biden as if there isn't enough valid stuff to call about Joe Biden? Why they gotta pretend like, oh, he was lost when he's giving a parachuter a thumbs up? He's, just wandering off. Why they need to do that? There's a lot of good stuff you can critique Biden. Why they gotta make it up? Why does Luke have to pretend like Trump froze when he didn't? Independent media. Much worse than mainstream media, and mainstream media is pretty bad.